Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian and today I'm going to give you two great alt tokens that I think are going to do well in the next coming months. Now my prediction is that the blow off alt season hasn't arrived yet. Although we're in extreme greed, that's down to the Bitcoin and Ethereum pump. But once the money starts flowing, it's going to start flowing into the top 20, 50, 100 and so on alt tokens. So two that I've got on my radar are primed to do some great pumps in my opinion. Again, this is not financial advice, but it is ones I want to put on the radar. Yes, they could do 100, even 1000x over time, but we're going to look at them in the short term and the immediate price chart action. So if you want to know what two alt tokens are on my mind and I think are a must add to a portfolio, stay tuned and let's get into the video. So everyone, so before I start this awesome video, I have to say the usual waffle that this is not financial advice. No, I'm here for your educational purposes only. So anything you see, hear or choose to ignore in this video is not financial advice. But if you're still staying tuned, please do smash that like button, hit that subscribe bar and tickle that bell notification because it really does help the channel and I want to bring awesome content to you. So with that being said, let's jump straight into the first. Boom. So as you can see, the first token that I'm going to look at is Oasis Network, in short, Rose. Now, Rose is something I've had on my radar since last April, and I got into it quite early, around about the end of April. And I've seen some kind of ups and downs and rounds with Rose, but I still think there's a lot more in the tank for it yet. We've seen sort of a semi kind of all-time high blow up, and then we had some ultra volume where Rose was doing fantastically well, which I will show you in the price chart action. But what I do want to show you is the short-term trading kind of investment opportunity that I'm looking for on this token. Now, again, not financial advice. This is just what I'm looking to do. So I'm going to show you not too much about the actual website and the socials, but more about the price chart action. Now, I will give you a brief description about what Rose is, but I'll just firstly go over the last 24 hours volume. Now, this is traded around about 41 million in the last 24 hours with a fully diluted market cap of around about 2 billion, which is quite high, with a total market cap of 306 million. So you can see that this token has got a lot of room for growth, considering what it is this token is trying to do. So let me just tell you a little bit about what is Oasis Network. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the jargon, but you can go over to Oasis protocol and have a look and deep dive into it about the technology, the white paper, all that cool stuff yourself. But for me, I'm just going to tell you a little bit that it is a network blockchain for a finance platform, basically, and it is trying to grow its own kind of economy and make DeFi a really, a stable place for its backing. Now, it does tell you about the overview of the technology, the papers, and so on, that it's a layer 1 proof of stake decentralized network. And obviously we know a lot about the DeFi space should be coming in own right about now. We've had blow offs NFTs, which is rocketing and still doing really great, but NFT market's going to sort of like go on pause and freeze for a little bit. For me, I don't think it's going to go down like a lot of people are saying, but I do think it's going to pause. EFI is going to come up, have its day. We're going to see some blow off towards the end of the year, beginning of next, and then NFTs are going to start picking up the pace in January, February, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice. So with that being said, what is Rose's price chart action? Well, for this one, I've sort of pre-drawn a lot of areas because I chart this myself because, like I said, I'm heavily invested in it. Now, this bottom line here that I'm using as a support and the top line here as a resistance comes not in this cool kind of price chart action here with all this ultra volume down here. It comes from when I traded it in the last blow off kind of top all the way back in April. Look to buy into it around about here before it went up. And then I was sort of dollar cost averaging. Now, as you can see, this bottom price chart action here and here has played out perfectly for what we're going to look at now. And that's, if you watch this channel and you like my price chart action, you'll see that I like to form a trading channel where the token's going sideways and then I want to buy at support and sell at resistance. And this Rose token is absolutely playing out to a T on a trading channel with support here and resistance here. Now, this support and resistance blew off really quick, probably pretty much back in end of August, beginning of September. We sort of hit it here and shot off to the moon, and it went all the way to a high of 36 cents. Now that is a mammoth kind of pump in one go. I'll just click this here from the bottom to the top. You was looking at a 204% pump. Now that is absolutely wicked for what would have been the space of around about 3 days. Now, if you could get tokens early enough to get that kind of pump to double your money, triple your money even in the space of a couple of days, that is an absolute great return to responsibility for your token. Now, I know they're not always easy to see, but you can get them on your radar, and if you chart them properly, look for the signs. Now, I don't want to go too technical or too jargon. I just want to give you areas to put on your chart. Now, for me, I think the strong 14 cents mark is a great support. We've seen it back in April, and we're seeing it back here again in September and October. And as you can see, the resistance is being hammered like Thor going into the Marvel superhero game by what I would class as no less than 10 candles, smacking away at this kind of 21 cent mark. Now, as we know that when it breaks these kind of levels or goes down here between anywhere between 38 and 68%. So if you time this right by sticking to the rule at buying at support, selling at resistance, you could play this into a good little earner for yourself. Again, not financial advice. I'm just saying hypothetically for training purposes. But what I'm looking for is this resistance to get broken, which I believe it should do if Bitcoin behaves itself, sort of goes sideways as it's doing. And this then would get broken, turn this 21 cents into support, and then we should then gradually continue this uptrend. Because as you can see, we had this downtrend for a few days here. If I just get this trend arrow, we had this downtrend all the way to here, and instead of breaking this kind of support area, it shot out, and we've been on an uptrend ever since we broke out that downtrend, putting in kind of higher highs. Now the token is trading sideways, and this is what we want to see. We want to see this kind of compressed price chart action. I mean, the volume is not great, but this compressed kind of price chart action at resistance is key for it. For, in my opinion, 9 times out of 10 is going to break, but break with a bit of pressure and start continuing to the uptrend. And where would we look at this token? Well, we'd look for a possibility of a gradual climb of, I reckon, of about here. Now, that's then you will find your next level of support. So as in profit or whatever profit you are in, and pump up to the next leg, which could be around about 32 to 40%, or do I want to go in with a little bit more and try and trade this support and resistance? And this is what I look for, especially if you have ultra volume. So for me, as long as this plays out to as it is doing at the moment, continuing the uptrend, compressed price chart action, this could well and truly break this support and move on to the upside. It all depend on how Bitcoin behaves. So you need to keep an eye on that, because if Bitcoin starts getting a pullback, you tend to see a lot of the alts pull back. It's only when Bitcoin gets a bit boring, trades sideways and gets a bit stagnant, that people then start putting this ultra volume into the altcoins. So I hope you found this one a bit interesting. I personally love Rose, got it on my radar, and think it is kind of undervalued at the moment, and we could see more action to it. So my next one, jumping straight back into the coin market cap, is Gala. Now Gala combines a lot of things between the token, the NFTs, the gaming, and is, for me, seems to be popping up on a lot of kind of trends, a lot of people's radars, and I'm hearing a lot of good things about Gala. Now Gala's had a little bit of price chart action pumping, but it seems to be retracing at the moment. But that's when we want to buy. We don't want to buy when people are euphoric and buying the token. We want to buy the token when people are panicking, selling it, panic selling. It's if you know, sort of buy a car for 10,000 and get that big tax bill or bill in and think, oh, I've got to buy it, but people are offering you 8, 7, silly money for it. this is what we're seeing on Gala token. You know, we're seeing big retracements, but again, looking at the 67 million volume traded, looking at the 3 billion kind of fully diluted market cap and 599 million kind of market cap, you know, you can see that this is a token people are investing in. So what is Gala and what's it about? Well, I've just said basically it is a gaming kind of NFT. It combines a lot of things and it is a really cool concept. So please do jump over to Gala Games, have a look what it's all about, join their Discord if you want to do some great research into it. But if you want to learn more, they do update their kind of platform and they do give you constant updates. But you can get the gist of it. It's not DeFi finance token like Rose. It's more of a gaming NFT token. So let's jump into that all important price chart action. Now, as you can see, I am not invested in Gala at the moment, and I'm not saying you should ape into Gala, but I do think, as you can see, I'm giving you an opportunity where Gala's in a trading channel, and for me, it is knocking at its support's door, but it's had some ultra volume kind of pump. Now, if we just go in from the 14th of October, you can see that it had a big transaction up, rocketed, found a retracement, and then people started sending this to the moon again. From here to here, we got a 243%. Doesn't look a lot on this chart, but again, I'm giving you something where you can triple your money. Now, once it did that and it dropped back down, all it did is confirmed its trading channel. And as you can see, I know I bang on a lot about its trading channels, but this has been so consistent along the line. So at some point, this Gala token needs to decide if it's pulling to the down a little bit or if it's going to shoot up. Now, in my opinion, with it trading at around about 8 cents, there's so much potential opportunity in this token. It is unreal. And with it trading at this strong support that doesn't really get broken anytime soon. We had a little fake out here, which is nothing to get too crazy about, but you can see here that it bounced off there, got rejected, sort of got rejected, but then come back in, but then people rejected it, shot it all the way back up to resistance, got rejected, come back down support, getting rejected slightly again, but going sideways. But this is pretty much what it did here. And we could see then a bounce from the support, shoot into the upside. Now for me, I am going to do a little bit more of my own research into Gala, but I'm personally going to be buying this at the support level. I am going to test this with my own money, and leave a comment below if you want to see the outcome of what I do with Gala. 100% honest video in, whether I lose the money and get it wrong, or whether I, you know, get a good investment from my gain. I am just a trader that starts to front run the market. I'm not one of these YouTubers that pretends he knows everything about everything and has got a crystal ball. I don't know that, and I cannot give you guarantees. What I can give you is how I trade. And as long as I'm hitting 4 out of 6 of my trades, I am in great profit for the year. And that's how I trade, and that is my strategy. Again, not financial advice, just education how I trade on strategy. I always try and hit 4, at least doubling my money, and sometimes I lose a couple in the process, collateral damage. But as long as I'm up over, and I do it over every 3 months, over the quarters, I'm sitting pretty and I'm laughing. But this one, please on your radar, even if you just practice, just don't put money in it, do a dummy trade. Just for instance, say, okay, I'm going in at support now, I would have put 500 in, let's watch and see how Gala gets. Because for me, I'm thinking, with this kind of 8 cents, it is so low at the moment. I think a lot of the price chart action for Gala is around this areas here. I think these areas here were just people making money because Gala, you know, did shoot up. People still euphoric about it, getting in and out because it is a gaming token, don't forget. But I personally don't think this kind of no man's land here is Gala's trading channel kind of area. I think this is Gala's bottom trading channel. We could see sometimes if Bitcoin don't behave, it bounced down here for a little bit, but look at the price chart action it's had down in these channels here at the moment. It's very minimal, where a lot of the people's psychological platforms and trading numbers are all the way up here. But again, please let me know in the comments what you think. You guys obviously look to me to pull out these tokens, give you my trading strategies on how I do it for educational. But I know a lot of you see the other YouTubers. Now, I only follow a few that I feel don't talk a lot of BS, because at the moment, YouTubers are just trying to get, not all of them, but they're just trying to get a lot of clicks through from just doing Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's bullish, bullish, bullish. When in my opinion, I think Bitcoin's kind of in a danger zone where we're going to see a retracement, which could kill a lot of these alts. But if it does, what a great time to buy. Another kind of 20% retracement on the altcoins, alt tokens, would be absolutely wicked for anyone looking to invest, because you could then keep buying these 20% dips and get rich. But again, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm really interested. I get a lot of good feedback from my community. You guys and girls and dogs and cats, whoever it is who are watching my channel, are absolutely awesome. You give me so much great feedback, and I keep bringing these alt tokens, altcoins to you. I know my videos are a lot longer than a lot of people's, but if you have a look at their videos, they're just literally talking and telling you about a token that you can find on the website yourself. They don't do the technical analysis, and for me, that is a fundamental. You need to see what news is coming out about the token, which you can do the research on their socials and website, and that all important price chart action, where the psychology in the market is telling you that these tokens are trading in these channels: support, resistance, money, profit, not getting wrecked. And that's how we like to trade on Crypto Ripto. So thank you again for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, tickle that bell notification, and as always, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.